the obligatory appearance of the channel mascot. Hello everyone, it is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon out here at the messy Ashtoons studio. A common thread, it seems like, through a lot of my videos is just how can you keep your cost of living as low as possible through thrifting, repurposing, and DIY. But even with as frugal as I am, as cheap as I am, there are some brands that I really do like. First one being Nintendo, of course, and then General Electric, but one that I am a huge fan of is Coleman. My sterno is Coleman. My lunchbox is Coleman. My water heater is Coleman. Heck, even the bed I sleep on is Coleman. And even this nice grill that I got really cheap used at the Habitat for Humanity is Coleman, and it has been in a lot of videos and served me really well. But today it's going to be joined by the Coleman 4-in-1 portable cook system. I found this at the flea market, still in the box with the packing styrofoam plastic parts and manual all still in it for about $60. I thought I might be getting a little gouge. That wasn't until I looked it up on Amazon and eBay and could not find it for any less than about twice that much. So I did okay. Apparently this is the desirable Cadillac of propane Coleman cookers. It's not replacing the charcoal grill. Nothing can replace a charcoal grill. But this is definitely going to be more convenient, and it's going to have a home right here. Now, on today's video, I'm going to be unboxing it and putting it through its paces and finding out, does each one of these 4 different modes that it's supposed to be able to work in actually work well, and how easy is it to clean. So we're going to have to try out the griddle, the stove, the grill, and the wok. What is a wok? It's what you pick up and throw at a wabbit. Alright, well, let's get started. Well, that was really simple. Only a matter of a few minutes later, and this thing has come together really painlessly. I'm loving these clips on here that adds to the portability of it. So that part is truth in advertising. I think the idea is you could unscrew the legs really easily and take this part off and just put them on the inside and then just carry it around, by a handle. This is how the 4 different modes work. That is the grill there. And hopefully I can get this flipped over one-handed. Okay. That is the griddle on that side. That's the stove right there. And the wok, well, that's the part that I'm not real sure about. This is how you're supposed to do the wok right here. Put the lid upside down on the top, and that's where you're supposed to put your stir-fry vegetables and stuff in there. Let's get started with the stovetop. This is the kind of burner where you don't have to have a lighter. It's got its own little spark right there. So you turn on the intensity, you can hear the gas starting to hiss right there. This will be my first time ever lighting this thing up. Let's see what it does. Wow. Man, one click. One click. Well, you can hear that. You can't really see the flame, but oh, it's putting out some serious heat. Okay, so I'm putting this back in the refrigerator. Going to be using this on the grill and the stir fry. Esther, go on. I have the chicken skins and 2 of the bones in a pot, not to eat, to render out. I'm going to boil these up and make a chicken stock with them. That comes in really handy later on for things like gravies, soups, stews, beans. The list goes on. So you just kind of boil up the bones and the skins, and you know, just about the same way that you would do a soup. Just let it boil down. All right, stove, do your thing. Let's see what you got. Well, that took about 30 minutes. I let it come to a rapid boil, then turned it way down and let it boil down to half of what it used to be in the pot. I'm just going to take all of these out and just throw them away. Now I'm going to let it cool for about 15 minutes. And then pour it into this old pickle jar. Save your pickle jars. They come in very, very handy. Looks like I missed one little piece of fat there. Skin. Okay, so there we have it. A jar of chicken stock. Not letting the skins or bones go to waste. This stuff right here, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. It's good for gravies, stews, beans. Yeah, this stuff, I'm going to say it, this stuff could even make a pot of baby limas. Tastes good. Now comes testing out the grill. Hard for me to actually think of this as being a grill without it being some kind of grate, but these ridges will leave a grill mark. I'm going to have to use up all of this ground beef today and make it into hamburger patties to use throughout the week. So I'm going to be using the patty press and then doctor up the meat the way I like it. Okay, so I ended up with 4 relatively large patties. Let's get that heat turned way up. Spray on some cooking oil and see how well it does. Let's go ahead and put the lid on. Only a few minutes in and I'm seeing some condensation drip down, so it's really holding the moisture well. I think it's time for the first flip. As you can see, a lot of the juice is kind of running off and collecting down there in the bottom. That is actually what it's supposed to do. When you go to clean it, you can fill the bottom with water, and it makes it easier. But they're not exactly flat hamburger patties. They are starting to bulge up. Normally when I do patties like this, I'm cooking them on a Foreman grill, and I think I'm just used to that pressure, keeping them flat. But they still look very, very delicious. Okay. Looks like, yeah, they're done all the way to the middle. All right, let's get these chicken legs ready. I'm going to start with celery salt. Cumin. A little bit of sage. And of course some smoked paprika. It's the last thing you put on there. Okay, we got our seasoned chicken legs. I'm not even going to scrape the grill off. I'm going to leave this meaty, juicy goodness on here and see how well these come out. Alright, Coleman grill, do your thing. Check on it in a few minutes. First flip. Oh! Oh, that's got some good color to it now. Turn it down even more. The glide on that knob is like, it doesn't have any clicks to it. It's like the difference between analog and digital controllers on a video game. It's just got that nice analog glide to it. I'm going to go ahead and get a hamburger ready because I am kind of hungry. And let's just make it 2 hamburgers for good measure. Alright, so that's another win for the grill. Really did a good job on the chicken. Give it a little cleanup. All I did was deglaze it with some water and then rubbed it down with a terry cloth, a wet terry cloth, and wow, that's just amazing. It's a grill, so I got to put it through its paces. That's what I'm going to be using it for more than anything else. So now we're going to see how well it works on hot dogs. Despite its small size, it's actually accommodating everything I'm putting on it really well. It did the 4 patties of hamburger patties of hamburger. And I'm actually fitting an entire pack of hot dogs on here with no problem. Alright, so let's turn that down just a little bit. And cover it up. And while we're waiting on the hot dogs to get done, let's go ahead and do the first taste test. This is toasted whole wheat bread with mayonnaise, mustard, and a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce, and Cabot's extra sharp cheddar, and pickles. So good. I actually haven't eaten yet today because I knew I was going to have to cook a whole lot. We haven't even got to the stir fry, and the griddle, I'm going to have to test that out with eggs and bacon. So, yeah. Oh, man, this is so good. Having that paprika and garlic salt embedded down in the meat itself was a really good idea. And the onions, putting them in the meat raw, I was a little afraid they would still come out kind of styrofoamy, but they got soft. They got a little bit of crunch left to them, but it's really good. That did not take long. This thing is efficient on its use of heat. Oh, look at that. It's got that perfect kind of grill marks and sheen to it too. That is, wow. Start another cleanup. The little deglazing. Just rub it down with a terry cloth. Man, it just cleans up so easy. That's the second time I've done it. I'm still amazed. So I've given it about 30 minutes for this plate to cool, so I can take it off now. And down there you can see all the water at the bottom where I've been deglazing and wiping off the grill. So I'm going to take this on out and dump it. And part of me really wants to save this to try to make a beef gravy with it. I mean, I'm sure you could do that, but it wouldn't be very healthy. The ugly reality of every cooking project, the cleanup. As it turns out, with a simple little twist, you can take this part right off. So I could have just taken this and dumped it out. It also makes it a little easier to go ahead and clean down here around the burner too. Okay, this part is a little difficult. We've got some fiddly bits here that's hard to clean around. All cleaned up now. Let's try the griddle side. How do you do with bacon? Eggs and bacon on the griddle. Perfectly done. That one passes with flying colors. Okay, it is time now to try the wok. Now this is something I don't know a whole lot about when it comes to stir frying. Now I'm pretty sure most stir fries are done with sesame oil, but I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil because, well, that's kind of my thing. I do have plenty of soy sauce. I'm sure most of them are done with sriracha, but I think I'm going to get my spice from chipotle peppers. Alright, the meat's already starting to change colors, so let's go ahead and throw the vegetables in there. Just doing regular mixed vegetables. Carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower. Bell peppers and onions. It even says stir fry right on the bag. Stir fry is at that perfect spot where the vegetables are a little soft and a little crunchy. The peppers have started to break it apart. Got some good color here. The meat is done all the way through. Let's just turn this off. I think I got it a little wetter than a stir fry is supposed to be, but I think if I just use the spatula and scoop all the vegetables away from the water that I added. And there you have it. Chicken stir fry with mixed vegetables and chipotle peppers. I would say of the 4 different processes, this one, the stir fry, just like I thought, is the one that I am the least happy with. I mean, it worked fine, but it was kind of slidey here. There should be some other kind of attachment or something to kind of give it a good stable base like a lot of woks have. This is a little slidey. Gave it a quick little clean. Let's take a look at that other side. Okay, I'm actually not noticing any scratches. I was worried that this side would get all scratched up against the stainless burner right there. But it looks like they took that into account and made it of some sturdy stuff that is resistant to scratching. So that much I'm happy with. All done now, got it all cleaned up and put back together. Time to give it a final score, a grade. I'm going to have to say, with as happy as I was with this thing and as much food as I made today that I'm going to have to try to eat up throughout the week, I'm going to have to give this a 9 out of 10. And there's a few reasons why I'm not giving it the full 10. Number one is when you do go to clean it, and you take this part off right here. Now they've got it made where it's very unlikely, unless you mess up and really fill it up with water like I did, the water should not spill around the burner right here. But if it does, and it eventually will, this part right here is really hard to clean around. And there's a lot of extra ridges and stuff here that could have been smoothed out and engineered a little better to make it easier to clean. Number 2 is I wasn't real happy with the wok. It was a little unstable and kind of cumbersome, but it didn't scratch and it cooked just fine. And number 3 is this little slot right here. Now with anything that runs off of gas, it's important that you're able to see the flame to kind of control the height of it and to make sure that it's lit, because if it's not actually lit, that means gas is getting into whatever area that you're in. So to be able to see the flame is important. But the way that you're able to see the flame here is through this tiny little slit right here. And there you go. You can see it right there. That slit is way too small. It's kind of hard to get your head down there, and you have to kind of like rotate your neck around up and down. Oh, where is it? I can't see it. I can't see it. Yeah, that slit definitely should have been just a little bit bigger, and maybe a few more of them around. I guess maybe they minimized it for safety reasons, I guess. But that is the third reason why this doesn't get a full 10. But overall, a fantastic, fantastic product. I will say with the size of the flame and as much heat as comes off of this thing, it's probably using up a lot of propane very quickly. So if you're going to be using this regularly like I am, and I'm probably going to do this myself, it would probably be best to get the hose adapter and get the big propane tanks that you can get refilled at TSC or Ace Hardware, somewhere like that. Instead of using these little canisters, you'll be changing those out a lot. But altogether, I'm going to say I am very happy with this newest member of the team. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video at all, please don't hesitate to indicate so by hitting the thumbs up, like button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on notifications by hitting the bell. I will talk to you down in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.